You're go. All right, you're good.
I'm Makenzie Bordovsky. This is my informative speech for 1311. Here's my outline. Here's my citations. So let's get started.
All right.
Is it possible by listening to music your whole world can change? Today I will be giving you information about the effects of music on a person. There are three main ways music affects a person. I will start with the mental effects of music, then explain the physical effects, and finally I will finish with the emotional effects. So let me begin by telling you about the mental effects of music. When music is played, your neocortex is engaged and dopamine is released, which causes your impulsivity to lower and your anxiety to lower, which calms us down. And you can remember a memory by listening to music. You can remember listening to a song for the first time, or a specific memory that goes with the song for you. And finally, for the final mental effect, people with ASD can communicate through music. So according to NIDS, autism spectrum disorder, ASD, refers to a group of complex neurodevelopment disorders characterized by repetitive and characteristic patterns of behavior and difficulties with social communication interaction. So, with music, people with ASD can communicate because it deals with a different part of the brain. So here is like different signs of autism spectrum disorder, like they cannot start or maintain conversation, they communicate with gestures instead of words, they repeat words or memorize phrases, they avoid eye contact, they may hold their hands over their ears for normal noises that are painful to them, they don't imitate actions of others, and they have intense tantrums. Now, let's move on and discuss the physical effects of music. Music reduces pain receptors in the brain, and cancer patients receiving chemotherapy have less pain because, not only because of the pain receptors, but because the music distracts them from the pain. So, here are the Jonas Brothers visiting a cancer patient. She may not be listening to their music, but they have impacted her, maybe her chemotherapy as she goes through it. The final physical effect can be, and not a lot of people know this, but music can affect our cardiovascular system. So, Chop states in the effects of music on the cardiovascular system and cardiovascular health that various studies have suggested that this music not only makes one happy, but also significant effect on the cardiovascular system and significantly influences heart rate variability, and blood pressure as well. So it can raise or it can lower these cardiovascular structures. So classical music can lower these things, while music such as techno can probably raise it. And finally, I will finish by informing you about the emotional effects. The amygdala, hippocampus, and nucleus accumbens is influenced by music. These are the parts of the brain that deal with the emotions. One of the main ways to reduce stress is by listening to music. So according to Rana, author of Role of Music in the Development of Psychological Well-Being, emotional regulation is often the major reason for listening to music or going out dancing. In fact, music has been one of our oldest forms of stress reduction. And this, again, because we are distracted by the music, and we can, if we listen to the happy music, we are more likely to be happy and think of a happier time. Finally, music can help us understand our emotions. Our emotions can be pretty complex. Sometimes we're not always just happy or mad or sad. And writing, playing, listening can help us understand those emotions. We can understand like how we feel and how like we can put words to how we feel, because sometimes we may not know how to. I just told you the effects of music has on a person. I started by giving you the mental effects, then I informed you about the physical effects. Lastly, I gave you information about the emotional effects. Music has more of an impact on a person than they know.